Hello to our viewers and friends. We meet again in the new bulletin of 24 Hours channel. Let's take 10 minutes every day to listen the hottest news and notable events that will happen during the day on 24 Hour channel. In today's news, let's go through the noteworthy contents.
Dear audience, as of 2 p.m. local time, Typhoon Talim is only 190 kilometers away from Zhejiang City in Guangdong Province, China, and is expected to make landfall tonight. According to Reuters, Typhoon Talim, also known as Typhoon No. 1 in Vietnam, continues to intensify and is predicted to be the first typhoon to hit China this year. The authorities have canceled flights, suspended high-speed trains, and asked people to stay at home. The China Meteorological Administration reports that the typhoon is expected to strengthen and reach a severe level when it makes landfall tonight along the southern coast between Guangdong and Hainan provinces. The severe level, according to China's typhoon scale, means wind speeds exceeding 41.5 meters per second, about 149.4 kilometers per hour, or higher than typhoon category 13 on the Beaufort scale used by Vietnam. As of 2 p.m. The China Meteorological Center states that Typhoon Talim is approximately 190 kilometers southeast of Zhejiang City in Guangdong, with maximum gusts near the typhoon center reaching up to 38 meters per second, about 137 kilometers per hour. Authorities in Guangdong and Hainan are requested to prepare for the typhoon, and activities in the Hong Kong stock market are suspended for the day, and court sessions are also postponed. The China Meteorological Center predicts strong gusts in the seas near Guangdong and Hainan provinces, with waves reaching 6 to 9 meters in the northern part of the East Sea. Heavy rainfall, up to 250-280 mm, is expected to hit the southwestern coast of Guangxi and northern Hainan. Some cities in southeastern Fujian and eastern Jiangsu provinces are also expected to receive 200-300 mm of rain. Many areas are already experiencing severe flooding. In contrast, the town of Sanbao in Turpan Depression, Xinjiang, North China, is experiencing a record-breaking heat of 50.2 degrees Celsius. The deadly heat is expected to last for at least 5 days. Prolonged high temperatures in China pose challenges to the power grid and agriculture, raising concerns about a drought that could be the worst in 60 years. Just half a year ago, Makha City in northeast Heilongjiang province experienced a contrasting state with a record-breaking deep freeze of -53 degrees Celsius, breaking the previous all-time low of -52.3 degrees Celsius in 1969. China is facing its first tropical storm of the year as Typhoon Talim makes landfall. Due to the impact of the typhoon, dozens of flights and trains have been cancelled. Typhoon Talim made landfall in Zhejiang City, Guangdong Province, at 10:20 p.m. local time, with the strongest winds near the typhoon center reaching up to 136.8 kilometers per hour. According to Reuters, Typhoon Talim is expected to be a severe tropical storm when its winds exceed 150 kilometers per hour, a rare occurrence for an early season typhoon. Before the typhoon made landfall, nearly 230,000 people in Guangdong Province were evacuated to safe places, including over 8,000 fish farmers who were brought ashore, according to Xinhua. Local authorities also ordered the closure of dozens of coastal tourist spots, instructed people to stay indoors, shut down all business activities and schools. Additionally, China's authorities have issued flood warnings, and the China Meteorological Administration has issued a red alert for landslides in some areas due to Typhoon Talim. In this issue, there is a region in southern Guangxi, one of the areas on the typhoon's path. This is the first red warning in 2023. Meanwhile, officials in Guangdong, Hainan, and Guangxi provinces are urgently preparing to cope with the typhoon. Authorities in Hainan have asked ships in the nearby waters to return to port, and the ferry service between Hainan and Guangdong has been suspended. High-speed rail and suburban trains in Hainan have also been temporarily suspended. Road connections to this tourist island are closed, and it is reported that Zhuhai Airport in Guangdong has cancelled 43 inbound and 36 outbound flights. Other airports in Haikou and Qinghai have also cancelled all flights. According to the China Meteorological Administration, Some cities in southeastern Fujian and eastern Jiangsu provinces have experienced rainfall of 200–300 mm within the first 3 hours. The Fujian provincial government has declared a state of emergency due to the heavy rainfall. Rain and thunderstorms are predicted to continue from the weekend in most districts and cities. Even before Typhoon Talon made landfall, passengers on a public bus in Jiangsu were seen wading through knee-deep water to board. Social media users reported that in some places, water levels were as deep as 1 meter. In the Hong Kong, China Special Administrative Region, the stock exchange has ceased operations due to the typhoon. All court sessions in the city have also been postponed. The Hong Kong Airport Authority reported that over 1,000 passengers were affected by cancelled or delayed flights. According to forecasts, Typhoon Talon is moving northwestward into the Guangxi region at a speed of 20 km per hour. The typhoon is expected to weaken gradually. The China Meteorological Administration predicts strong gusts in the coastal regions of southern provinces, with heavy rainfall of 250–280 mm on the southwestern coast of Guangxi and the northern part of Hainan Island. Fierce waves of 6 to 9 meters are forecasted to hit the northern part of the easterly. Xinhua quotes warnings from the Hainan Oceanic Meteorological Station about waves as high as 6 meters in the southern part of the island. Ladies and gentlemen, severe flooding on the Yangtze River is approaching, with at least 22 people dead and about 20 people missing after a major storm hit China last weekend, while many areas were heavily damaged by heavy rain and floods. Around 210,000 people in 8 provinces and regions in southern China, including Hubei, Sichuan, Anhui, Jiangxi, Yan'an, Zhejiang, and Hunan, have been evacuated. According to the Chinese Ministry of Civil Affairs, crops have been damaged, and tens of thousands of houses collapsed. The estimated economic loss is 7.34 billion yuan. In Trincan City, southwestern China, heavy rain caused rivers to burst their banks. 5 deaths were reported in this area. The Flood and Drought Relief and Control Center of Trincan said that 1,197 people were evacuated and 66 houses were destroyed. In the neighboring Sichuan province, 4 people died due to heavy rain and landslides, which caused the victims' houses to collapse. Vinnan, a tributary of the Yangtze River, experienced the most severe flooding in 80 years. The water level in this tributary rose 1.43 meters above the safety level. In Anhui province, rescue teams are trying to rescue 8 miners trapped underground. They were flooded after heavy rain. Meanwhile, Hubei province in southern China estimated a loss of about 73 million yuan, equivalent to $11 million. Over 2 months ago, the Secretary General of the National Flood Control and Drought Relief Command Committee and Deputy Minister of Water Resources, Mr. Yu Ning, warned that the Yangtze River is likely to experience severe flooding in the middle and lower reaches this year. Xinhua quotes this official's warning that the flood season has started earlier than usual. According to Mr. Liu, China is likely to face extreme weather conditions due to the El Niño effect. From June to August, the entire Yangtze River basin is expected to receive an additional 50% rainfall, with the middle reaches experiencing a 50 to 80% increase. Heavy rainfall and storms are causing widespread destruction in China, resulting in dozens of casualties and an estimated economic loss of 25.9 billion yuan, approximately $3.87 billion. State television in China reported that 241 rivers in 24 provinces of the country have overflowed and caused flooding in the past few days. The Weather Forecast Agency warns that more rain is expected to fall across the country over the weekend, with the risk of floods and landslides in Sichuan province. Large-scale flooding and heavy rainfall occur in China every year, causing hundreds of deaths. This year, one province has reported 15 deaths and 3 injuries. Hubei province recorded 12 deaths, 4 missing persons, and more than 1 million people affected. The China National Meteorological Center warns that some areas could experience rainfall exceeding 80 millimeters per hour, while flood warnings are issued in northeastern regions, and authorities are calling for the suspension of outdoor activities and monitoring buildings at risk of collapse. Meanwhile, water levels in the Yangtze River running from Yan'an to Jiangsu and Shanghai on the east coast of China have risen, causing flooding in many branches and pouring a massive amount of water into the Three Gorges Reservoir. Xinhua reports that more than 10 highways in Sichuan province are inaccessible due to flooding. A bridge across the Min River, a tributary of the Yangtze River, has also collapsed. Flooding in Sichuan has caused an estimated loss of 2.4 billion yuan, approximately $360 million US dollars, according to the Emergency Management Agency. Rescue forces have been deployed to Sichuan province and neighboring Chongqing province. The nearby city of Trincan has evacuated more than 80,000 residents. Heavy rain has also caused the Yellow River in northern China to overflow, disrupting a section of the railway in Shanxi province. Inner Mongolia, which is usually dry, has issued flood warnings. Ladies and gentlemen, over 120 people, previously reported as 135 people, may have been buried in a serious landslide in Sichuan province, southwestern China. According to the China news agency, about 40 houses were destroyed in Xinmo village, Mao County, West An, after a mountain slope collapsed at 6 a.m. local time. More than 500 rescue personnel have been deployed to locate the missing individuals. Images from the China news agency show dozens of excavators being mobilized. Officials in Sichuan said that the landslide from a 3,000-meter high mountain created a pile of debris 2 kilometers long, 400 meters wide, and 50 meters thick. The landslide also blocked a 2-kilometer-long river section, according to Xinhua. Police have banned access to some roads in the county to facilitate the movement of emergency rescue teams. Local media reports that a couple and their baby under 1 month old were fortunate to survive. The husband said they woke up around 5 a.m. because the baby was crying, so they managed to run out of the house. However, they were still buried and later rescued by the rescue team. All 3 were taken to the hospital and are now in stable condition. Local police said the landslide was caused by heavy rain over several days while the area lacks vegetation. Police Chief Trenthiat Bac said that tons of rocks fell, causing the landslide. The area is prone to earthquakes, including one in 1933 that buried much of DXC town in the nearby lake. In 2008, an 8.0 Richter earthquake in Wenchuan County, Sichuan province, killed nearly 70,000 people. The area also has several reservoirs, including 2 hydropower plants in the DXC town, near the village that was buried. This concludes our news report for today. If you have any contributions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. If you find this information useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your attention and see you next time.
The recent information also marks the end of the comprehensive news bulletin for today. We will continue to update the latest information in the upcoming bulletin. Please subscribe to the 22-hour channel to stay updated. For now, goodbye and see you again.